Part 11. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 103. Chapter 103 Reaching an Agreement, Monthly Ticket 400 plus. He Tian had almost finished eating the noodles, and Niu Lily came back from outside and said, Tian, my cousin has already taken the letter to deliver it and won't be back until tonight. Others are also busy and can't deliver it to you for the time being. You can do it tonight. Stay with me in the dormitory here. My cousin will come to pick up the letter tomorrow and ask him to take you back. There was a clock hanging on the wall of the hotel. It was 3 o'clock in 5 minutes. Even if someone sent He Tian to Kijia village, he would not be able to make it back to the county seat at night. He Tian smiled, nodded, and said, Thank you, Sister Lily, I just want to trouble you again. No trouble, let's go. It's okay now. I'll take you to the dormitory at the back to wash up and rest, Niu Lily said enthusiastically, helping He Tian get her things. He Tian followed Niu Lily and walked through a corridor of more than 20 meters to a 2-story building. She said, My dormitory and that of a female accountant are upstairs, and a few male chefs live below. On the second floor is the women's bathroom, where you can wash clothes, take a shower and use the toilet, which is very convenient. Niu Lily introduced He Tian as she walked. He Tian looked around, and her liking for Niu Lily became even more intense. Such a good girl will never be able to gain advantage in the future. Niu Lily has a room with a bed of 1.5 meters, a wardrobe, and a desk beside it. There is a thermos bottle and an enamel jar on the desk, and there are 2 stools beside the desk. Tian, there is hot water here, you're welcome, Niu Lily said. He Tian caught Niu Lily's eye, and she kept showing her favor to He Tian. He Tian took out 2 boxes of Xinggualu snacks from the package and said, Sister Lily, these are snacks from the most famous Xinggualu in Nan City. My mother asked me to bring them specially for you. Thank you for telling me such important news. Niu Lily's eyes fell on the packaging box, which was beautifully packaged and read century-old store. Even without putting it in her mouth, she knew it would taste good. That's just a piece of cake, how can I want something from you? Niu Lily actually wanted it, but she was embarrassed. In her view, she just handed He Tian a few words, but in He Tian's view, these important messages not only prevented her from being persecuted, but also possibly changed He Tian's fate. He Tian put it on the table and said, Sister Lily, you are kind to me, I will remember it in my heart. If you don't want this little gift, I will be embarrassed to stay with you. With that said, He Tian was about to take the things and leave. Hey, you girl, I'll just keep it. Niu Lily hurriedly stopped her, you've come to my place, how can I let you go? Okay, I'll keep this snack. I'll have something good for my sister later. I'll keep it for you too. By the way, I haven't thanked you for the dried wild rabbit that my cousin sent me. After I took it home, everyone said it was delicious. He Tian was stunned for a moment, then thought about it and guessed that Niu Dajin had given one of the wild rabbits to Niu Lily. Haha, it's actually not a good thing. I caught it when I went up the mountain to cut grass. Sister Lily likes to eat it. I will catch a few more in the future and bring them to you anyway. The mountain behind is very big, and there is a snake king, so it's okay, catch a lot. There was no place to put it before, but now it is, but every time it is placed in the snake king's boundary space, the snake king will blow his nose and stare. Niu Lily took advantage of the idea and asked, Tian, can you really catch pheasants and rabbits? He Tian nodded and said, yes, it's hard to store fresh rabbits, so I dried them with salt and they can be stored for a long time. Tian, my sister wants to discuss something with you, Niu Lily said. Thinking that she could improve her family's life and make money, she couldn't help but look for a solution from He Tian. Sister Lily, if you have anything to say, just say it. He Tian had actually guessed what Niu Lily was thinking, but she was a simple little girl now and could not give people the impression of being thoughtful. Niu Lily works in a restaurant, but now there is a shortage of materials. Even the restaurant sometimes does not have enough. Often when someone orders something, the kitchen can't make it. It's not that the chef is not good at cooking, it's that he doesn't have the ingredients. It's hard for a clever woman to make a meal without rice. It's like this. Our restaurant looks bright, but there are only a few dishes we can cook. Sometimes when the boss comes to order, he can't cook it, and he's often scolded. If you can get meat over there, no matter what it is, meat, as long as it is meat, sell it to our restaurant. You can ask for money or food stamps, it will definitely mean that you will be treated badly, Niu Lily said with a bitter face. As a waiter, she was the first to be criticized by her boss for her poor performance. So easy to do. After hearing this, He Tian pretended to be horrified and said, "Sister Lily, you will be re-educated if you are speculating. I haven't sorted out my lawsuit yet. If I am found to be speculating again, I will be re-educated, then I don't think it can be saved." Seeing He Tian's frightened appearance, Niu Lily looked pitiful. She covered her mouth and smiled and said, "What are you afraid of? I am still there. You just send the rabbit meat to my house and I will give you the money directly. All this is it was done behind the scenes. Even if others find out, they will say you gave it to me." He Tian then thought about it, if Niu Lily dared to do this, there must be someone behind her, otherwise Niu Lily would not be able to do it alone. "Don't worry, my second uncle is the manager of this hotel, nothing will go wrong," Niu Lily said. "You are an educated youth, you have left your hometown, you don't have much money, this is a shortcut. You don't believe me, don't you? You still don't believe my cousin?" When He Tian saw what Niu Lily said, it would be a bit unkind not to agree, and she did need some money, not only for herself, but also for her parents and Huo Yingjia. "But I don't know how many I can catch. It depends on luck." "You can't say for sure," He Tian whispered about her difficulties and asked Niu Lily to be mentally prepared. "It's okay. If you catch it, you can deal with it and ask my cousin to take it to the county. I will give you a good price. For a dried rabbit, I will give you 1 yuan and 2 pound of national meal stamps. For dried chicken, I'll give you 1 yuan, 6 taels of meal tickets that are universal across the country," Niu Lily said. "The price is higher than the price at the purchasing station." He Tian had never sold these things before. He owed Niu Lily a favor before. He Tian decided to do this business to repay the favor and said, "Okay, I believe Sister Lily, wait until I go back and go up the mountain to see if there is anything, take care of it and send it to Sister Lily. By the way, Sister Lily, I don't have any salt stamps at home. I can't buy salt. I'll give you money and you can buy some for me. Even if it's winter, it will be bad if we don't deal with it in time. It affects the taste." Niu Lily smiled, waved her hand and said, "We are a restaurant here. There is a lot of salt. No need to buy it. I will bring you some tomorrow. Okay, you rest here, I will go down first. This snack looks good at first glance. I kept it and took 1 box to give to the chefs in the kitchen to try. I will take the remaining box home and give it to my parents to try tomorrow." The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 104. Chapter 104. The days are long, so pay back slowly. 420 plus. After giving the gift, He Tian felt that Niu Lily became more approachable. "I didn't bring much this time. I will definitely bring more delicious food from Nanxi to Sister Lily next time." He Tian smiled and made a promise that she could maintain her friendship with Niu Lily, which would be of great help to her in the future. "Then I'm welcome." Niu Lily took a box of snacks and went out, leaving He Tian alone in the dormitory. He Tian took Niu Lily's wash basin to the bathroom to wash up, then took off her outer clothes and lay on the bed to sleep. Let's talk about Niu Lily taking the snacks to the kitchen. The chef was a fat man named Wang. He gave a thumbs up and said, "This is the best hibiscus cake in Nan City. It is produced by Zinggualu, the most famous store in Nan City. Most people are rich, you can't even buy it, you have to have a ticket." "Brother Wang, don't lie to me." Niu Lily also took a piece and took a bite. "Oh, it tastes really good, delicious. Your little sister's family must not be ordinary people." Fatty Wang whispered, "I went to Nanji with my master before and ate there once. I think back then only rich people could afford it. The class of life can be seen from a box of snacks." Niu Lily made a note to be more polite to He Tian Tian in the future. The mountains will not change, but the water will change. 30 years will pass by Hedong, and 30 years will pass by Hexi. He Tian Tian is a young man now, but who knows what achievements he will have in the future. These are all things that cannot be said for sure. Anyway, just be kind to others. In the evening, Niu Daijin returned to the dormitory of the commune post office. Hearing the message conveyed by his colleagues, he learned that his cousin had come to see him. He hurriedly came over to take a look. Seeing that He Tian Tian was back, he breathed a sigh of relief. He had no time to count the letters and ran over to talk to He Tian Tian. Sweet talk and tell her the latest situation. "Tian Tian, you are finally here. How did things go when you went to Nanji?" Niu Daijin asked hurriedly. Every time she passed by Kijia village, Xiao Yan'er would ask her about He Tianatian's situation. In fact, apart from sending He Tian Tian to the train station, he didn't know anything about it. But every time he saw Qi Xiaoyan's worried look, he kept comforting Qi Xiaoyan and said that He Tian Tian was fine. He Tian Tian patted her army green school bag and said, "My father has already found the director of the unit and issued a certificate, as well as a certificate from the street office. As for the official letter being sent to Hawaii City, it is estimated that it has arrived in Daowen County by now." "That's good." Niu Daijin was relieved. "You don't know, Xiao Yan'er is particularly worried about you these days. She can't eat well, sleep well, and has lost weight. Thank you for your hard work, Brother Daijin and Xiao Yan. I will thank her properly when we get back." He Tian Tian smiled and said, "Brother Daijin, these are the snacks my mother asked me to bring. You can take 2 boxes back to eat. This is what you girls like to eat. Give it to Xiao Yan." "I won't take it anymore." Niu Daijin smiled honestly. "Okay, now that you have proof here, you can support it for a while. If someone makes trouble, you can also explain the situation. Don't worry, there is also a place of justice in our Daowen County." "How did He Tian Tian hear that Xiao Yan'er was in every word?" Niu Daijin said. "Did she overthink it?" "Yes, I believe it," He Tian Tian said. "She didn't want to ask more about the disappearance. She hadn't sorted out her own affairs yet. It's just that I have to trouble Brother Daijin again tomorrow. Send me back." "It's okay. I have to go there to deliver a message anyway, so I'm just on my way." Niu Daijin said, "Okay, you can rest. I'll have something to eat in front. I still have things to do." Niu Daijin had something to eat and then went to the post office to sort out the new letters that arrived today. Niu Lily brought He Tian Tian a large bowl of rice, topped with hot and sour potato shreds, which was very appetizing. He Tian Tian wanted to give Niu Lily money, but Niu Lily didn't want it. Niu Lily said that she would go to the commune when she had time to help her find out whether the official letter had arrived. He Tian Tian felt that she owed Niu Lily more favors. The days are long, pay them back slowly. Early the next morning, Niu Daijin carried He Tian Tian across the cement road of the commune and left the county town. When passing by the newly built citizen square in the commune, He Tianatian's eyes unconsciously fell on the stone statue of the river protecting beast. It was placed in the corner and the top was very shiny, probably worn by children riding around on it. He Tian Tian sighed, her own affairs haven't been resolved yet, so let's put the matter of the stone statue of the river guardian beast aside for now. Niu Daijin only rested for a short while on the way, and it took him 4 hours to reach Kijia village. Because he was riding fast and was carrying people and things, his legs were sore, so he went directly to the village chief Chi's house to rest. Seeing Hetianation's proof, village chief Chi nodded and said, "Well, I didn't expect that you not only have the city's office, but also the street office, which is very detailed. Keep it well. With this, no one will dare to bully you." "Thank you, village chief Chi," He Tian said. "Grandma Chi also has a pheasant. I'll bring it over. I hope village chief Chi will help me entertain brother Daijin." At village chief Chi's house, Niu Daijin could rest for a while after eating, but it was inconvenient to stay at Grandma Chi-san's house. "You don't need to bring anything, I will entertain you." Village chief Chi smiled and said nonchalantly, "You are tired too, go back and rest." He Tian took out 4 boxes of snacks from the rattan box and said, "These are snacks from my hometown. I gave 2 boxes to brother Daijin yesterday. Brother Daijin didn't want them. He said they were for Xiao Yan, so I put them here." Chi Xiao Yan had always wanted to talk to He Tian, but now that she heard what He Tian said and saw the 4 boxes of snacks, her face felt hot and blushing. "Xiao Yan, I'm going back first, and I'll come and play with you later." He Tian looked at Chi Xiao Yan, who was blushing, and blinked. It seemed like there was something going on. Being stared at by He Tianation's talking eyes, Chi Xiao Yan didn't dare to speak. Did Sister Tian see something? When He Tian returned home, Grandma Chi-san was twisting the thread. Use a chopstick with a copper coin fixed on the bottom to pull out the cotton fibers from the cotton ball, twist them into thin cotton threads by turning them onto the chopsticks. People usually use cotton threads like this when making clothes and sewing quilts. You don't have to spend money to buy them, which saves money. "Grandma Chi, I'm back," He Tian said crisply and put a box of snacks on the table. Since He Tian left, Grandma Chi-san was alone at home, and it was too quiet. She was used to having people at home, and sometimes Grandma Chi-san would call He Tianation's name unconsciously. No one knew that He Tian had something urgent to do and returned to her hometown. She hadn't come back yet, and she felt even more disappointed. "It's good to come back. Is everything going well?" Grandma Chi-san asked with concern. "You haven't eaten yet, I'll make it for you." "I haven't eaten yet. By the way, Grandma Chi, there is a pheasant at home. I want to take it to the village chief Chi and ask him to help me entertain brother Daijin. I was in a hurry that day and it was brother Daijin who sent me to the train station. Today I have another pheasant. Send me back." Secretary Chi refused to let Niu Daijin come over for dinner and insisted on greeting him at his house. "I felt bad and wanted to send something over," He Tian explained, hoping that Grandma Chi-san could understand her. "There are still some in the back mountain. He Tian will catch some for Grandma Chi-san to replenish her body. The monthly ticket is 420 plus, this is the 4th update today, 440 plus will be uploaded at 6 o'clock. Asking for a monthly ticket, asking for a monthly ticket. Quanding VIP Book Club Group, 3-3-3-6-1-2-5-7-4. Join the group to get extra benefits from time to time. No threshold fan base, 5-4-1-1-1-4-4-7-2-8. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 105. Chapter 105 The Importance of Being Kind to Others, monthly ticket 440 plus. There is also a rabbit at home, which is enough for the 2 of them to eat several times. "Okay, you're at home, I'd better go," Grandma Chi-san said. "You are an educated youth, and you are delivering things to village chief Chi's house. It is not good for others to see you, because some people will gossip. He Tian Tian thought that it was not far away and thanked, then I'll bother Grandma Chi. Grandma Chi San went to the utility room to get the dried wild rabbit, which was still in the basket, covered with some straw, and tiptoed to village chief Chi's house. Grandma Chi San sent it in person, and Secretary Chi couldn't refuse it, so she asked Liang Hongyu to put 4 big apples in the basket. This was sent by the daughter-in-law of the eldest daughter of Chi village. The eldest daughter-in-law's natal village is a mountainous area and cannot grow food, only apples. This was given by the production team. The eldest daughter-in-law brought some from her natal family and gave it to more than a dozen honor them. When Grandma Chi San came back, He Tian Tian had already started making lunch. There were sweet potatoes in the cellar that were distributed earlier. He Tian Tian boiled the sweet potatoes in boiling water, added some fine flour, and made several bowls of sweet potato porridge. With He Tian Tian back, Grandma Chi San felt better and had a good appetite. She ate 2 bowls. He Tian Tian didn't give in too much and ate 3 bowls. With He Tian Tian, Grandma Chi San doesn't have to do the dishes and cook, she is just a happy old lady. Grandma Chi San knew that He Tian Tian loved to be clean, so she went to boil hot water for He Tian Tian and let He Tian Tian take a good bath. There was a big wooden bucket at home. As long as there was more hot water and a brazier in the house, he would not catch a cold. He Tian Tian took a hot bath, felt comfortable, put on clean clothes, and felt happy. Grandma Chi San was about to come over to bring dirty water to He Tian Tian, but He Tian Tian was unwilling to do so, so she quickly stopped her. He took out the chrysanthemum tea that he had dried and brewed it, and took out the snacks. He Tian Tian said, "Grandma Chi, you sit and drink tea and eat snacks. I will pour the dirty water myself." He Tian Tian was quick with her hands and feet. After a few back and forth, she poured out the dirty water, cleaned the barrel, washed her hands, and came over to sit on a chair with Grandma Chi San, drinking chrysanthemum tea and eating hibiscus cake together. Grandma Chi San's eyes lit up, this pastry must be from a time-honored brand. I haven't eaten it in many years. She could only eat it in the city before she got married and when her family was well off. After you get married, you can only make sweet-scented osmanthus cake with sweet-scented osmanthus, glutinous rice and sugar at home. Grandma Chi has seen the world. This is indeed our time-honored Tsinghua building in Nanji. You can't buy it without tickets. He Tian Tian smiled and said, "My mother's tickets are even better for our family and my uncle Huo's family." I bought some pastries and brought them over. There are still 2 boxes in the house. I will get them to the livestock team tomorrow and share them with everyone. Okay, but don't forget to order a box for the educated youth. Grandma Chi San reminded that He Tian Tian is an educated youth, so don't forget He Tian Tian at all times. He Tian Tian has realized the importance of being kind to others. Got the letter and package from Chi Shulai smoothly. Niu Lily overheard the news. Chi Xiao Yan sincere care and pure friendship. Niu Dajin, Chi village chief, Zhao Dejiao, Chi Ergu's care. These are all the results of getting along well with others. If He Tian Tian had closed herself off from the beginning, then as long as Chi Jiangguo made a little move, He Tian Tian would not be able to resist. Even if you understand Chi Jiangguo's conspiracy, you may not be able to crack it, let alone fight back. Okay, then I won't eat it myself and will send 2 boxes to the place where I stay. He Tian Tian went back this time and had already eaten a lot of good things, so she sent the remaining 2 boxes of snacks. You don't need to send 2 boxes, just say it. I saw that there are 8 yuan in this box, and there are 7 people in the educated youth point, which is enough to share. You can also eat a piece over there, make some chrysanthemum tea like this, and let's talk. Grandma Chi San said, also, I think you made a lot of chrysanthemum tea, so you can give it to others to try. After picking so much, He Tian Tian couldn't drink it all. She originally had the idea of saving some to give to others. Yes, I understand, Grandma Chi, He Tian Tian agreed. The old man and the young man were drinking chrysanthemum tea and eating delicious snacks, full of happiness. He Tian Tian went to work the next day and gave Aunt Lu a pair of gloves for girls. Aunt Lu was very happy and could take them home for the older girl to wear. He Tian Tian made a pot of tea and invited everyone to drink tea and have snacks. Professor Wang was even more excited when she saw that it was a snack from Xinggualu, but she did not eat it immediately. Instead, she took the snack into the room, combed her hair again, washed her hands, and then ate while drinking tea. Very elegant. He Tian Tian looked at the elegant Professor Wang and was very fascinated. If it hadn't been for the setback, Professor Wang might still be walking around the campus surrounded by books, leisurely drinking afternoon tea and eating the exquisite cakes he made. Seeing He Tian Tian looking at her motionless, Wang Shu felt a little embarrassed and said with a smile, "I made you laugh." He Tian Tian shook her head and said, "Grandma Wang, there is no need for you to be embarrassed. Your attitude towards life is exactly what I will pursue in the future, a sincere and elegant life, and enjoy my old age. You are so young, but you already want to enjoy your old age in peace," Professor Wang said angrily. "By the way, you left in a hurry before. Is there something urgent at home?" He Tian Tian looked outside and knew that Professor Wang was not a talkative person, so she told him the reason for going home this time. "I see. No wonder you left in such a hurry. Did you get things done when you went back?" Professor Wang asked, very concerned about He Tian Tian, his old friend. Since they came here, with He Tianation's help, they have integrated into the life of Kijia village so quickly. Now that the villagers have accepted them, they can live a stable life in Kijia village without having to be dragged out for re-education like a lost dog like before. It's been done, and the certificates and official letters have been obtained. Those people's tricks won't work anymore, He Tian Tian said. Although she said so, there was still no movement yet, which made her feel very uneasy. "Is there any official letter?" Professor Wang was surprised. "There should be powerful people around the He family." "Yes, people from the Nanchi unit have already sent it to Huishi. It should have arrived." He Tian Tian said that this official letter was to deal with Zhou Hai and the leaders above him. Professor Wang heard what He Tian Tian said, and it seemed that it would be easy to issue an official letter from the commune, thinking that He Tian Tian and Yang Datu had a good relationship. Yang Datu made the old couple live a miserable life. Professor Wang hated that man for occupying her family's things and persecuting them. Seeing Professor Wang's cold attitude, He Tian Tian suddenly realized something was wrong. "Grandma Wang, I forgot to tell you that the original commune director Yang Datu has been investigated. It is said that he has style problems, and many things that did not comply with the regulations were found in his home," He Tian Tian explained. Many people in the city have been persecuted by Yang Datu. I don't know where they are suffering. Professor Wang and Professor Gu are two of them." The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 106. Yang Datu is a bad guy who everyone calls and beats up in Nanji. He Tian Tian doesn't want to be misunderstood that she is related to such a person and tarnish her reputation. Professor Wang was dumbfounded after hearing what He Tian Tian said, and stammered, "Has Big Head Yang stepped down?" At that time, Yang Datu was doing everything in Nanji. He was majestic and he spoke the truth. At first hearing what He Tian Tian said, Professor Wang didn't believe it. "Well, yes, the current unit director in the city is a director named Tang. Since he came to power, he has stopped doing random things. Everything is based on evidence. We have actually found a few people who collaborated with the enemy. It is said that a radio station was also found. There are some confidential documents." He Tian Tian told some stories about what she heard in Nanji, and also made it clear that she had nothing to do with Yang Datu and those people. When Professor Wang heard that Yang Big Head had stepped down and was under investigation, he was immediately delighted and said, "Yeah, that Yang Big Head is not a good guy, he is full of evil. If it weren't for Yang Big Head's insatiable greed, Old Wei would not have died in vain. Nan City is not what it used to be. I also asked around. After a year or two, you can also write to the relevant units in Nan City. Maybe after review, you can return to Nan City, he Tian suggested. Although hope is slim, having hope is much better than having no hope. What you said is true. We will do well and wait for the day when the organization believes in us, Professor Wang said solemnly, feeling more confident about his future life. Although this place is nice, it is not my home after all. She wanted to go back to the familiar campus and her familiar home. After he Tian left the animal husbandry team, Professor Wang shared the news with everyone. Several people in Nanchi were very happy and scolded Yang Big Head for what he deserved. However, none of them had the courage to write back and ask. They wanted to wait for He Tian to return for the new year before helping to find out the news. If the situation really improves, they will find a way. It's still good in Kijia village, they don't dare to take risks. After lunch, He Tian took Chi Xiaoyan to go to Hujia village next door to deliver a package to Lu Lingli. Sister Tian, what's in this? Chi Xiaoyan asked. It was a big bulging bag. They are my fellow villagers' winter clothes, He Tian replied. Her mother asked me to bring them over. You have brought so many things yourself and you have to carry things for others. You are so strong, Chi Xiaoyan said with admiration. Chi Fang has come to see you several times in the past few days since you left, and she also wants you to give it to her from Nanchi. Bring a gift. Have you prepared it? If you don't have one, it will be quite embarrassing if she asks you for it. Chi Xiaoyan seemed to have had such an experience before, so she quickly reminded He Tian. I brought it. I'm afraid Chi Fang will dislike it. He Tian smiled and said, you also have it. When Chi Fang asks me for it, I will give it to you together. What is it? Chi Xiaoyan was curious. Chi Fang will dislike it. How do you know that I won't dislike it? He Tian didn't care and said with a smile, it doesn't matter if you dislike it, I can keep it to myself. What? Sister Tian, tell me now. Chi Xiaoyan was very curious and wanted to know what gift she had. He Tian was so entangled by Chi Xiaoyan that she couldn't help it. She rolled her eyes and said, actually, it's just a rubber band stuck in her head. Chi Fang doesn't look good with her hair tied up, but she likes to tie her hair up. He Tian certainly won't be stingy about making her look worse. Haha, not only Chi Fang will dislike you, but I will also dislike you. Chi Xiaoyan laughed, but if I dislike you, I will only dislike you in person. Chi Fang will not dislike you in person, and will also happily praise your gift as a good one. I liked it very much, and my face turned dark immediately after I left the house. He Tian shrugged her shoulders and said helplessly, it doesn't matter. Sending goose feathers from 1,000 miles away is less about courtesy than more about affection. Right, that's it. Chi Xiaoyan agreed, finding more and more that she was very happy to be with He Tian, and the two had similar styles of doing things. Kijia village and Hujia village are not far apart, 4 or 5 miles apart, and can be reached in less than half an hour. He Tian went directly to the villagers to ask about the educated youth and went to Lu Lingli. Lu Lingli was joking with other educated youths in the room. When she heard someone was looking for her outside, she immediately came out and saw He Tian. Tian, why did you come to see me when you had time? Lu Lingli asked. Oh, what is that in your hand? Lu Lingli looked at the package and it looked familiar, but she wasn't sure. I had something to do at home a few days ago. When I came back, your mother asked me to bring you a package, which contained 2 cotton padded clothes. He Tian explained that Lu Lingli was wearing single clothes, so she had to come out. It's always warmer indoors than outside. When Lu Lingli heard this, she was overjoyed and said, thank you so much. I wrote to my mother before and asked her to send me more things, but I haven't received them yet. I guess it's because my mother is worried about the money. I'd like to see you come home. Yes, I'll ask you to bring it here. Lu Lingli opened the package as she spoke. Inside were two sets of cotton-padded clothes, one thick and one thin. You're welcome, I still have something to do. Sister Lingli, I have something to do. I'm going back first. He Tian saw some dissatisfaction in Lu Lingli's eyes, and she immediately didn't want to get along with Lu Lingli. I guess Lu Lingli had the same idea as her mother. Since I brought you things, couldn't you bring more? He Tian brought something to Lu Lingli this time, repaying a favor from her previous life. In addition, He Tian didn't want to have too much contact with Lu Lingli. The master who has no profit and cannot afford to be early does not think about others and only thinks about himself. If you stay with such a person, you will suffer a big loss sooner or later. Oh, Tian, that's so embarrassing. Just sit down and I'll cook you some food before you leave, Lu Lingli said politely. In fact, he had no intention of letting Tian eat at all. He Tian felt so panicked that she took advantage of the scheme and said, "Hey, you are too polite, Sister Lingli, then I won't leave, you can just get some of it." Upon hearing this, Lu Lingli's face became even more ugly, and she said with a bitter look, "He Tian, you also know that Hujia village is not as good as Kijia village. The food is soaked, and the food in hand is not much." He Tian looked at Lu Lingli with a faint smile, and said with a smile, "Haha, I was joking with you. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first." "That's so embarrassing." Lu Lingli breathed a sigh of relief, and said even more falsely. She wanted to send He Tian out, but she retreated back inside the door. "It's too cold outside for Tian, so I won't send him far away, walk slowly." Chi Xiaoyan came out and muttered, "Hypocritical, you came from such a far away place to give her something, and you didn't even let us enter the house, let alone take care of the food." Today is the first update of the basics. Guys, there will be a second update of the basics at 10 o'clock. Today I still updated 5 chapters. Even if I have a cold, I still insist on typing. Even with minor injuries, I can't get out of the line of fire. Please vote. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 107. Judging from the current behavior of Lu Lingli's mother and Lu Lingli, He Tian guessed that Lu Lingli would definitely complain after returning to the house. "Don't talk yet. Come over here. Maybe you can hear something else." He Tian smiled mysteriously and pulled Chi Xiaoyan to the back of the room where Lu Lingli was just now. The educated youth spot in Hujia village is not as good as the one built with land temples in Kijia village. Although it is older, it is still a brick house. Hujia village only has a few thatched houses, which can only be said to be airtight, not warm, and not soundproof. Chi Xiaoyan was very curious as to why Sister Tian took her to the back of someone else's house. Was she trying to eavesdrop on someone else's conversation? I heard someone in the room ask, "Lu Lingli, who is it? Why don't you let me in to warm myself up?" I only heard Lu Lingli say, "I am a fellow countryman. I went home and my mother asked her to bring me some clothes. Last time I wrote a letter and asked my mother to prepare some more things, but now there are only 2 cotton-padded clothes. I guess my fellow villager didn't want to take it because it was too heavy." Chi Xiaoyan's eyes widened when she heard this. Oh my God, how could there be such a person in the world? She helped her, but she still thinks that others didn't help her thoroughly. "It's a long journey, and it's good to have someone bring it here for you." Another girl in the room couldn't stand it and said, "If you still need something, you can ask your mother to mail it over. Besides, 2 cotton-padded coats are enough. You've got enough to wear. You'll be able to go back soon after the Chinese New Year holiday. You can bring whatever you need by then." When Lu Lingli saw everyone saying this, it was hard to say anything more. At this time, another person said faintly, "By the way, the Chinese New Year is coming soon. If that person goes back now, Will he go back during the Chinese New Year? A round-trip train ticket costs a lot of money. And it's not that easy to buy train tickets. People don't care about these things if their families are rich and powerful. You can go back as long as you want. If you don't believe it, you will see when the time comes, Lu Lingli said sourly. She has several brothers and sisters in her family. From the time she can remember, she has always felt that her family was poor, with neither enough food nor warm clothes, but when she saw He Tiantian being loved like a little princess, she felt very jealous. When he saw He Tiantian on the train going to the countryside, Lu Lingli suddenly felt inexplicably happy, even gloating about his misfortune. He Tiantian was rich and powerful, and was loved at home. Why didn't he want to go up and down the mountain like her? Go to work in the countryside. This time she saw that He Tiantian could go home, but she couldn't, and her heart was unbalanced. He Tiantian took Qi Xiaoyan away from Hujia village and walked on the desolate path. The trees and grass on both sides of the road had turned yellow. Sister Tiantian, why are you holding me back? I'm going to argue with Lu Lingli. Qi Xiaoyan stood up for her good friend. Lu Lingli was too bullying. What are you angry about? Would it be interesting to have a big quarrel with her? He Tiantian said, I owed her a favor before, and now that I have paid it back, I won't have to feel uneasy in the future. As for the sour words she said, it doesn't matter, I don't care. The most important thing is that I know what kind of person she is, and I will know how to deal with this person in the future. Then it would be too easy to let that woman go like this. Qi Xiaoyan still felt unhappy and felt that He Tiantian was a softie. If there is a chance, she will help He Tiantian teach this person named Lu Lingli a lesson. After returning from Hujiakan, the two little sisters hid in He Tianatian's house, talking and laughing together. It was only after dinner that Qi Xiaoyan left He Tianatian's place. After dinner, He Tiantian came to the place of stay with a box of Xinggualu snacks and a bag of chrysanthemum tea. When Sister Wu saw He Tiantian coming, she quickly greeted him, Tiantian, come and sit in the room, it's very cold outside. There is no entertainment now. It was cold, so I could only stay indoors and chat. Now the management is strict and I can't play poker, it's very boring. He Tiantian came in and said, I'm here to treat you all to snacks and scented tea. Where did you get the snack? Ye Ziofen asked, took it and took out the chrysanthemum tea to make it, it's so fragrant. Next year we will go to the mountain to get some. Tiantian, can you teach us how to make it? Of course, as long as you like it, when the chrysanthemums bloom, I'll ask you to pick them together. Now, warming up all day long, drinking some chrysanthemum tea is the best way to get rid of the heat. He Tiantian smiled and said, I'll call Huang Jinli, they come over to have a piece. Haha, if you want to feed them, you'd better send it there yourself. The four of us won't talk to the three of them. If you let them in, they won't come in. Sister Wu said, we didn't offend them either. I don't know why, but he ignored us. Ye Ziofen covered his mouth and snickered, saying, when we were working on the river, we often brought snake meat to eat, and our mouths were full of oil. They didn't eat it themselves, and they envied us for eating meat. As soon as he said this, Wang Lei and Zhang Qingshan also laughed. Those three people were really poor and particular. They just said something if they wanted to eat, but they didn't say anything and made sarcastic remarks on the side. They are not the parents, brothers, and sisters of those three people, who would be willing to serve them. Oh, He Tiantian understood in her heart, and happened to hear the door opening outside. He Tiantian took 3 yuan wrapped in oil paper and went out. Seeing that it was Huang Jingli outside, not Lin Ziru, He Tiantian stepped forward and said, Jingli, you are here. I have 3 pieces of dim sum here. You can try them too. They are the flavors of Nanji's time-honored brands. Huang Jingli was stunned. She didn't expect that He Tiantian would bring her food. She smiled and said, thank you. Have you returned to your hometown? There's something urgent at home, so I went back. You, Lin Xiru, and Li Mingkai can eat together. If they don't want it, I'll give it to you. He Tian smiled and said, Huang Jingli can only say that it's okay. As for Lin Xiru and Li Mingkai, in He Tianation's heart, it doesn't matter which one is onion or which one is garlic. Huang Jingli took the oil paper bag handed over by He Tian and was very moved. In Kijia village, because she and Lin Xiru were together and fell behind in work, they were not popular in the eyes of the villagers. In the educated youth center, Lin Xiru offended Sister Wu and the others, and now the four seniors ignored them. Huang Jingli was caught in the middle, threatened by Lin Xiru, and had an unhappy life. She was very touched that He Tian could still treat her as before. Thinking that Lin Xiru and Li Mingkai followed the ox cart from Hujiakan to the county seat today, Huang Jingli pulled He Tian into the house and whispered, Tian, you are so good to me, there is one thing, if I don't say it, I feel very guilty. He Tian felt happy in her heart, I am so good to you, just waiting for your words. To deal with people like Lin Xiru and Li Mingkai, we cannot directly attack them. Dividing them from within may have unexpected effects. No, it's time to reap the results. The second basic update, the monthly ticket is 460 plus, will be issued at 12 o'clock. Continue to ask for monthly tickets. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 108. Chapter 108 Beware, 460 plus. He Tian looked curious and said, Sister Jingli, what difficulties have you encountered? Tell me, if I can help you, I will do my best. Seeing that He Tian was so naive and still caring about her, Huang Jingli finally made up her mind and said, Tian, you have to be careful. I accidentally saw Lin Xiru writing a letter that day. Your name was actually in the letter, and it was written to I guess the letter from the commune must be reported to you by Lin Xiru. He Tian was stunned. In fact, they came to Kijia village together. Although she and Lin Xiru had a few quarrels, they were not major conflicts and did not reach the point of prosecution. This Lin Xiru's thoughts are too vicious. At the same time, He Tian also complained in her heart, is such a kind girl like her born with the attribute of attracting trouble? Qi Jiangguo, Qi family, that is a grudge from the previous life, let's not talk about it. But how could she and Lin Xiru have such a big hatred? He Tian didn't dig her family's ancestral graves, and she didn't steal her man. How about setting her up behind her back like this? Then did you see clearly what she exposed about me? He Tian asked curiously. She wanted to know what explosive content Lin Xiru knew. Huang Jingli made up her mind and took out a crumpled piece of paper from the bottom of the wardrobe, which had been torn and glued together. She handed it to He Tian and said, see for yourself. He Tian saw it and suddenly became angry. Isn't this a rumor? When did she have sex with Niu Daijin? Isn't it just riding on Niu Daijin's bicycle, and it becomes a messy relationship between men and women? That's nonsense. He Tian was furious. How can Lin Xiru talk nonsense? I have no enmity with her. Huang Jingli smiled bitterly and said, don't talk about you, she and I are from the same place, and we were classmates in junior high school. I'm not threatened by her everywhere now. He Tianation's attention shifted to Huang Jingli and asked in disbelief, you are so good to Lin Xiru, and she actually threatens you. Yeah, you won't believe it when I tell you. Huang Jingli smiled bitterly, did you know? My family was a rich farmer before liberation. In order to prevent me from being dragged out for re-education, my family put me on the train to the countryside. This Lin Jingru, knowing my background, she would accuse me of my background as a rich peasant, saying that I was lazy, greedy, and a landowner. This time, He Tian was stunned. This Lin Xiru was too unreasonable. He Tian might be able to figure it out by reporting her. After all, there was still some unpleasantness between the two of them. But she actually reported it to her own friends, which is really heartless. Sister Jingli, I returned to Nanchi a few days ago. The atmosphere there is better and there is no re-education on the streets. You can rest assured for now. As for Lin Xiru, you'd better be careful. He Tian comforted. He said, I'm very touched that you told me this news. If you have any difficulties in the future, you can tell me and I will never be vague if I can help you. Huang Jingli nodded and said, thank you very much. I'm afraid that Lin Xiru will harm me one day. I don't even have a friend, and no one can speak to me. Then when Lin Xiru saw you sitting on Postman Niu Dajan's bicycle, he false accusation against you. But there is no rule that you cannot sit on the back of a gay man's bicycle. You should not be punished because of Lin Xiru's report. However, this kind of behavior is disgusting, and it changes after spreading. He Tian also understood this and nodded, I understand, Sister Jingli, thank you. Can you give me this piece of paper? Don't worry, I will never confront Lin Xiru. Okay, I believe you. Huang Jingli is also shrewd. This piece of paper is equivalent to her vote for He Tian. Oh, why are you the only one today? Where is Lin Xiru? He Tian asked, wouldn't it be that today is to accuse her? She and Li Mingkai went to the county seat and said they were going to buy things. I didn't have money, so I didn't go. Huang Jingli said that she sent all her money home, hoping to relieve the pressure of life at home. Keep this snack for yourself. Don't give it to them. It's best to finish it before they come back. If they see it, they will probably embarrass you again. He Tian wrapped the oil paper to Huang Jingli, God forbid. It's early, I should go back. At this moment, He Tian heard someone coming in from outside. After listening carefully, it turned out to be Lin Xiru, and Li Mingkai was back. Huang Jingli hurriedly hid the snacks, winked at He Tian, and said, what are you doing here? Weasels and roosters are wishing New Year greetings, and they have no good intentions. He Tian was secretly surprised when she saw Huang Jingli's transformation very quickly. Lin Xiru was too powerful to torment people like this. He Tian quickly backed away and said, I'm just here to have fun, I have no other intention. Okay, you've seen enough, you can leave. Huang Jingli said angrily, winking at He Tian and telling him to leave quickly. He Tian came out of the room and met Lin Xiru, who was smiling. What's wrong with you? Are you going to start a fight now? If you don't agree, Lin Xiru asked with a smile, and Li Mingkai behind him was also very interested. He Tian had no time to talk to a duplicitous person like Lin Xiru, and said, who knows, I don't know what to say. After saying that, he ran out of the educated youth spot. Sister Wu, Wang Lei and others heard the noise and saw He Tian leaving alone, so they chased him out and sent He Tian away. Tian, what's wrong with you? Did Huang Jingli bully you? Sister Wu said angrily. Huang Jingli went too far. Tian gave them snacks and was scolded. Seeing that there was some distance between them, He Tian smiled and said, it's okay. Huang Jingli and I acted in a play, which made Lin Xiru think that our relationship was very bad. In fact, this is not the case. Huang Jingli is actually a nice person. She told me today that Lin Xiru wrote a letter to report that I had an affair with the postman Niu Dajan. I heard that you and Lin Xiru have a bad relationship, so you should be careful. Although she said this out of thin air. Anger doesn't kill people, but it hurts people. What? Sister Wu was furious, that piece of shit actually framed you like this. Watch me go back and see if I don't tear her mouth apart. He Tian quickly grabbed the excited Sister Wu and said, Sister Wu, don't be like that. Even if we beat Lin Xiru, it won't help. We are gentlemen, she is a villain, and we will still make it difficult for Huang Jingli. Yes, that's why we acted together. Wang Lei smiled and said, you women have a lot of thoughts, but we really have to be careful about that Lin Xiru in the future. If we confront him directly, we will still fall into the trap of bullying the minority. It is better to wait and find a good opportunity before dealing with Lin Xiru. 460 plus for free. At 2 points, there will be a crystal cup with a bright moon in the heart and a Heshi Bai as a reward. Asking for votes. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 109. Chapter 109, Arresting People, Crystal Cup Minjiu Xin and Shi Bai 1+. He Tian was not angry, but instead comforted the angry sister Wu. What Brother Wang Lei said is that we can't act rashly and alert the snake. He Tian said seriously, brother, eldest sister, I need you to take care of me from now on. That's natural. Let's go. Anyway, we will testify for you. There are many of us and we are not afraid of those with bad intentions. Sister Wu said, it's getting dark now. We will take you back to Grandma Chi's house. Just when He Tian, Sister Wu, and Wang Lei were sending He Tian back to Grandma Chi's house, a man walked out of the dark alley next to the educated youth point. I just went out for a walk today, but I still heard news like this. The noble young people from the city turned out to be so dirty. Lin Xiru, maybe you can take advantage of it. This man walked home slowly, feeling wild in his heart, hoping that the storm would be more violent tomorrow. After He Tian's wings were broken, no matter how beautiful the bird was, it could no longer fly and could only become his canary in captivity. He Tian came back and read the prosecution letter written by Lin Xiru and confirmed that it was Lin Xiru's handwriting. Lin Xiru, in your previous life, you were able to go to college through the recommendation of the village, have a new life, and live a carefree life. Lin Xiru, if you don't mess with me, I, He Tian, won't embarrass you. Since you are aggressive now, then I, He Tian, am not a soft persimmon. Just wait and see, I won't take these little things to heart and won't argue with you. I will give you a blow at a critical moment in your life to let you know that you must be kind and not offend others easily. He Tian put away the prosecution letter and put it into the barrier space together. He Tian could see that the Snake King was practicing, as if sleeping, silently. The next morning, He Tian went to the animal husbandry team. Although the fodder has been prepared, the livestock sheds need to be cleaned every day. Although there are many people living in the animal husbandry team and they can clean, He Tian is not willing to let the elderly work, especially when she, a young person, is very free. He Tian passed by the door of village chief Qi and called Qi Xiaoyan. Qi Xiaoyan also wants to study music theory with Professor Wang. Qi Fangfang insisted on going with him before, and Qi Xiaoyan has not studied for a while. The two little sisters walked hand in hand towards the livestock team down the mountain. Qi Xiaoyan studied with Professor Wang, while He Tian went to clean. Aunt Lu also came over, talking and laughing with He Tian. He Tian was working when she heard the commotion outside. A large group of people rushed into the animal husbandry team and shouted, He Tian, which one is He Tian? Professor Wang, Professor Gu, Old Man Bai and others who were originally sitting in the yard were startled when they saw so many strangers breaking into the animal husbandry team, thinking that there was another surprise inspection to educate them. But when they called He Tian, I knew they were not looking for them, but He Tian. They should not be the young students from the commune. But when they saw the people coming in, Zhou Haihei was the leader, their hearts skipped a beat. How could He Tian, a girl, offend these people? Professor Wang and Professor Gu know why He Tian returned to Nanxi before, and this is probably the reason why. He Tian was carrying the basket of cow dung, turned to look at these people, and asked, Who are you? What do you want from me? Seeing so many people coming, Chi Xiaoyan quickly asked Aunt Lu to run back to the village to inform her father Chi Dazu. He Tian Tian, has always been above board and never does bad things, but some people just can't stand her. Hey, beauty brings disaster, she finally understood what it meant. Even if you are good looking, do you deserve to be troubled by these pigs? Where's the evidence? He Tian Tian asked calmly. You have accused me of so many crimes, you must have evidence. Zhou Huerhe sneered and said, there will be evidence when we get to the county office. After saying that, he reached out to pull He Tian Tian, and the people behind him were also eager to try. Zhou Hai was stunned. He Tian Tian is a tough guy. Haha, since you are doing a good job, where is the evidence? He Tian Tian asked. As long as you take out the documents, I will go to the commune with you. Of course Zhou Hai doesn't have it in his hands. He Tian Tian sneered and said, if anyone who writes a letter of accusation can be used as evidence, then I can also write, and I can also accuse you of only listening to one-sided words and disregarding human life. Haha, okay, Zhou Hai sneered, it depends on whether you have the opportunity to wait until you come out. But you are not qualified now, catch this eloquent He Tian Tian for me. Wait, old man Chi came out of the house, looked at Zhou Hai and said with a smile, boy, you must be upright and considerate in your actions. You want to take away the people of Kijia village with just your mouth. This is unreasonable. Right. He Tian Tian is not qualified, so I, an old man who has made great contributions, am qualified to report you. Professor Gu and Professor Wang pulled He Tian Tian back and let old Chi pass. If they fought hard, He Tian Tian would only suffer. Old man Bai stepped forward and said, although I am not qualified to report you, I can prove that He Tian Tian works very hard in the animal husbandry team and is a good comrade. Standing on the left, Xiang Rong also stepped forward and said, He Tian Tian is a good comrade. Professor Gu and Professor Wang also stepped forward to prove it. Although Qianshikan and Sun Sihao did not speak, they stood on the side and prevented Zhou Hai from catching He Tian Tian. If these aggressive bad guys kidnapped He Tian Tian might not be able to come back. Before Chi Dazu comes, Zhou Hai must not be allowed to take people away without knowing anything. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 110. Chapter 110, Big Trouble, Crystal Cup, Moon Heart, and Clan 2+. As He Tianation's good friend, it was natural for him to rush to the front. Chi Xiaoyan stood in front of He Tian Tian and said, I don't know what that overseas relationship is. The second letter reporting that He Tian Tian and the postman Niu Dajin had an affair was pure slander. That Niu Dajin is a friend of my second brother, and He Tian Tian is a good friend of mine. I asked him to send He Tian Tian to the train station. We cannot slander He Tian Tian and comrade Niu Dajin just because of a superficial prosecution letter of innocence. Zhou Hai met Chi Xiaoyan, who is Chi Dazu's daughter. She has a brother who has a very high position in a work unit in the city and is not an ordinary citizen. Hearing Chi Xiaoyan say this, she also pretended to be in front of He Tian Tian, so she couldn't forcefully go forward to catch He Tian Tian. It's just that if we don't catch He Tian Tian today, we will have no chance in the future. The benefits Chi Jiangguo had promised before would not be given to him. Zhou Hai turned around and winked at the person behind him, and said, this is reported by Lin Ziru from your village, and there are witnesses. When everyone heard this, they were in an uproar. It turned out that it was Lin Ziru from the village who reported it. Lin Ziru was not good at work, had a bad temper, and had poor interpersonal relationships. Now she actually reported it to a good comrade who worked hard. If you devolved people come forward, we will arrest you too. Another young man looked at old man Bai, Professor Gu, and others. Several old people were very scared, but they were taken care of by He Tian Tian on weekdays, so they couldn't be without conscience. No one said anything, but they didn't let those people take He Tian Tian away. Take it away, Joshuarhe said sternly, no one is allowed to move. Anyone who moves is a reactionary. This is a serious crime. You devolved people and old gangsters will not even think about it until they die. Huh, I'm not one of those people who was devolved. Try catching me. Old man Chi stood in front of He Tian Tian, protecting him. Anyway, at his age, he has already taken life and death lightly. Seeing these people confusing right and wrong, he might as well just die, so as not to feel useless. Joshuarhe narrowed his eyes and said word by word, please leave this old man, Chi Xiao Yan. The little guy behind followed Zhou Hai, and he had long developed an arrogant and domineering style. Get up, these people didn't care whether old Chi was an old hero or not. A few people stepped up and pushed old Chi aside and fell to the ground. Chi Xiao Yan was also pushed aside. Professor Wang, Professor Gu and others were also surrounded and could not move. Just as He Tian Tian was about to wake up the king of society in the barrier, he felt a vibration on the ground, followed by a louder noise. The tall and strong Chi Ergu was walking in the front. When he saw those people pushing down the old man Chi Xiao Yan ran up and raised his leg and kicked the young man who pushed the old man Chi, and said, "You guys didn't. How dare you attack our elders in Kijia village, you are a bunch of bastards. Do you want to rebel?" When Hai saw so many people on Thursday, the young man hit them when they came up, making him feel that something was wrong. "What did you do to your mother?" A young man who followed behind gave Zhou Hai a slap in the face. "We can't control you if you act wild in other places, but you can't be disrespectful to the heroes of our Kijia village. Grandpa Chi used to when you kill the Japanese, you still don't know which old lady you are in." Liang Hongyu hurriedly stepped forward to help up her daughter who had fallen. She turned around and ran to Zhou Hai. She stretched out her hand with the 9-yin white bone claw and scratched several bloody marks on Zhou Hai's face. She cursed, "My daughter has a heart disease. Anyway, I will fight with you to kill you, you beast." Secretary Chi came over and quickly supported Liang Hongyu and said, "Okay, I didn't see Xiao Yan fainting. Help her up quickly and send her to the county hospital." Everyone saw that Chi Xiao Yan looked pale and had difficulty breathing, as if she was in trouble soon. He Tian Tian was shocked. She issued a certificate. As long as village chief Chi came and went to the unit with her to explain the situation, it should be fine. The reason why she said so much was that on the one hand she wanted to wait for Secretary Chi and others to come over, on the other hand she wanted to make a big fuss and it would be best to remove Zhou Hai from power. With such a loser in the work unit who has a good relationship with Chi Jiangguo, neither village chief Chi nor her can have any hope of peace. If Chi Xiao Yan died protecting her, He Tian Tian would never forgive herself in this life. "Gilo, Snake King, Xiao Yan fainted trying to save me, please save her," He Tian Tian said hurriedly in her heart. Chi Xiao Yan was the first good friend she had sincerely treated in her previous life. Just now Chi Xiao Yan risked her own life. Standing in front of her, his thin arms blocking those people, He Tian Tian was very moved. This is her good friend, and she can't let anything happen to Chi Xiao Yan. The Snake King glanced at Chi Xiao Yan through the barrier, then automatically analyzed the situation outside, and said, "It's okay, I can't die. Snake King, that's my best friend, please save her and let her get better now," He Tian Tian said anxiously. How could the Snake King let go at the critical moment? After hearing this, the Snake King cursed in his heart, "This stupid woman, if things have already broken out, let's make it bigger." If Chi Xiao Yan became lively, the people in Kijia village might not be so indignant. "Idiot, you kill someone with a borrowed knife, you don't know. What's more, Chi Xiao Yan just had insufficient blood supply to her heart, so it was nothing serious and she wouldn't die anyway. Snake King, please save Xiao Yan. It doesn't matter if I suffer a little. Don't let anything happen to Xiao Yan, otherwise I will be uneasy for the rest of my life," He Tian Tian said, She will take responsibility for her own affairs. All consequences. Bad intentions. But, how come the Snake King thinks he Tian Tian is a good person? Don't worry, she will be fine. I just let her rest for a while, the Snake King said. As for the little tricks it did, I won't tell he Tian Tian for the time being, so as not to hinder this stupid woman. Hearing the Snake King's assurance, he Tian Tian walked to he Tian Tian, carried Chi Xiao Yan on her back, and said, Aunt Liang, let's take Xiao Yan to the hospital. Anyway, the supporting documents are all in the barrier space, and you can take them out whenever you want. He Tian Tian carried Chi Xiao Yan on her back and walked forward quite fast with her thin calves. Not only Zhou Hai was stunned, but the people in Qijia village were also stunned. Stop He Tian Tian, Zhou Hai shouted loudly. His goal today was He Tian Tian and he must be taken away. Wait a minute, village chief Chi squinted his eyes and said with a smile, since this is a report, we will go with you to the county unit to find Director Zheng for justice. Justice, justice, the villagers behind shouted loudly. They are not stupid. They know the seriousness of the matter. They broke up with these scoundrels today. If Zhou Hai is not subdued, Qijia village will never have peace in the future. Please vote for the 5th update. Asterisk carrot. Carrot asterisk, hee hee. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 111. Village Chief Chi hoped that through this incident, he could bring down Zhou Hai and also catch Qi Jiangguo. Go to the educated youth point and bring Lin Ziru with you. By the way, Director Zhou, where is the other person who reported He Tian Tian? Find them together and go to the work unit together. If this matter is not resolved, then the people from Qijia village will beat us. The matter between the elders and the children cannot end like this, village chief Chi said with a smile. Although he was smiling, no one could tell that there was no smile in his eyes. Zhou Huerhei could tell Lin Ziru without any scruples because Lin Ziru was just a young man from the city, but Qi Jiangguo was different and had his handle. If he told Qi Jiangguo, even if the matter passed, Qi Jiangguo would bite him. If you don't do things well, you will only be criticized by Director Zheng, but if Qi Jiangguo tells that thing, he may lose this good job. That's a secret, we can't talk about it, Zhou Hai refused, a little angrily. Village Chief Chi, this is related to the revolutionary cause, you can't protect this collaborator and traitor. How do you know that someone has overseas connections? Besides, even if they have overseas connections, not everyone is a traitor. Comrade He Tianation's home is in Nanxi. Have you been to Nanxi or there? The unit nearby sent you a letter saying that Comrade He Tian Tian is a traitor? Without an investigation, you have no right to speak. Why do you think Comrade He Tian Tian is a traitor and a traitor to the country? Is this true? Village Chief Chi said confidently that He Tian Tian had already established a relationship with her and he was not afraid of causing trouble at work. Zhao Dejiao stepped forward and said, you don't have any documents, and you just need a report letter to arrest He Tian Tian. As the women's director of Qijia village, I suspect that you want to bully others because they are good looking. Now. But in the new society, women can hold up half of the sky. If you bully a little girl like this, we working women will not allow it, right? Aunt Lu and some older women said louder than the men, yes, you can't bully other girls like this. He Tian Tian went up the mountain with me to cut grass. He did much more than me and worked faster. He was very diligent and conscientious. He was a good comrade. We were selected by hundreds of people from Qijia village to get advanced some time ago. The other educated youths may or may not be known to the villagers, but He Tian Tian is the girl closest to the villagers in Qijia village. Polite, never smiles or talks when meeting people, is helpful, and takes care of Grandma Chi-san. Zhou Hai was sweating on his forehead and felt a little guilty, but he was still tough on his face. If he gave in this time, he would not be able to work in Kijia village next time. But here, a dozen or so of them would definitely suffer in the face of hundreds of people. In this case, go to the county town, which is his territory, and I don't believe that these country bumpkins can't be cured. Let's go to the county seat now. I don't believe you can still resist, Zhou Hai said sternly. He will be tortured until he captures He Tian Tian. Since arriving at the work, he has never eaten so much. What a big mistake, he remembered this Liangzi. Village Chief Chi nodded and said, it's getting late now. It'll be dark when we get to the county seat, and we can't do anything. We'll set off in the middle of the night and arrive at the work early tomorrow morning. No, go now, Zhou Hai insisted. What if He Tian Tian escapes? Village Chief Chi pointed at his nose and said, if He Tian Tian escapes, take me out and re-educate me. Village Chief Chi is going to vouch for He Tian Tian. You. Zhou Hai was so angry that he couldn't speak. He originally wanted to lead people to arrest the people in Kijia village during the night, but no one would dare to help He Tian Tian when he went to work early tomorrow morning. When you get to the county seat, you are just fooling around. Who knows if you will sap us, others said in a muffled voice. Everyone is not a fool. Everyone knows the home field advantage. Zhou Huerhe squinted his eyes, glanced at everyone, and said, haha, in that case, let's meet at work tomorrow. See you there or not. Village Chief Chi was not too arrogant to make any concessions, and was not afraid of Zhou Hai at all. Let's go. Zhou Hai knew that if he didn't follow what Village Chief Chi said, he and the people he brought would never leave Kijia village. Zhou Hai and a pair of people were like locusts crossing the border and fled. When we arrived outside the village, a man asked angrily, Director Zhou, are we leaving like this? If you don't leave, do you still want to eat in Kijia village? Zhou Hai said angrily. He got on the bicycle and found that it was very difficult to ride. He looked down and saw that the valve core had been pulled out. You, uncle, someone scolded, the people in Kijia village are really ignorant. They dare to tamper with our bicycles. They will definitely teach them a lesson when they go to the county town tomorrow. Zhou Huerhe quickly got out of the car, stamped his feet and cursed, Chi Dazu, He Tian Tian, just wait for me. The group of people had no choice but to push their bicycles and leave. They wanted to go back to Kijia village to find someone to repair their bikes, but they also knew that no one would repair their bikes when they went back, so they had to go to Hujia village to have their bikes repaired. He Tian Tian carried Chi Xiao Yan on her back and wanted to go to Wang Shulian's house and let her have a look first. But not far away, Chi Xiao Yan woke up. Sister Tian Tian, I'm fine. Please put me down. I get dizzy when I get excited, Chi Xiao Yan whispered, I have medicine at home. Don't go to the hospital. He Tianation's eyes were red and she choked with sobs, it's all because of me that you fainted. Chi Xiao Yan listened and smiled slightly, I am not in good health to begin with, and I am too excited today. All I know is that I can't let Zhou Hai take you away. Fortunately, my dad is here, don't worry, we have done so much work hard and everything will be fine. I hope, if something happens, I don't want to hurt the people of Kijia village, nor do I want to hurt Grandpa Chi, Professor Wang and Professor Gu. He Tianation's eyes were blurred and filled with tears. As they approached the village, He Tian Tian saw Grandma Chi San walking towards her on tiptoes with a walking stick. Sweet girl, are you okay? Grandma Chi San heard that someone in the village was running towards the animal husbandry team, and she also said that someone was going to arrest He Tian Tian, so she beat Chi Xiao Yan. She was alone at home and couldn't sit still, so she endured the pain in her little feet when walking towards the livestock. Seeing that it was Grandma Chi San, He Tian Tian wiped her tears with one hand and said, I'm fine for now. Xiao Yaner fainted, I'll take her home. Liang Hongyu also followed behind and said, Third aunt, it's okay. Don't worry. Come, I'll help you and let's go home. Hey, Grandma Chi-san couldn't help. Seeing that He Tian was fine, and the village party secretary and his family were helping, she expected nothing would happen, so she wiped her wet eyes and went back to the village together. He Tian put Chi Xiao Yan on the bed, and Liang Hongyu quickly poured water and asked Chi Xiao Yan to take medicine. Today's first basic update, there will be another update at 9 o'clock. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 112. Village Chief Chi is also back. The captain, second captain, and Zhao Dejiao are discussing what to do tomorrow. Tian, bring your things. If you have those things, you'll be fine, Village Chief Chi said. Go back and rest. We'll set off at 2 o'clock at night. It'll be done when we get to the county seat, just in time to do your business. Thank you, Village Chief Chi, and thank you all uncles and uncles. He Tian bowed and thanked everyone. He Tian helped Grandma Chi-san to go home. He Tian was going to cook, but Grandma Chi-san stopped her and refused to let He Tian do it anyway. She said, I'll do it. You rest, poor child. How come those who kill 1,000 people can't let people live in peace? He Tian couldn't resist, so she had no choice but to let Grandma Chi-san do it. At around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the cattle army came and brought good news. Niu Dajan's uncle, Niu Lily's father, had already seen the official letter from Nanchi at the work unit, which also had the endorsement of Tang Xinhua, director of the Huishi Reform Unit. Okay, Village Chief Chi was delighted. This proved to be more useful than Hetianations. Thank you for your hard work. Today Zhou came. If he were not a villager today, Zhou would have captured Comrade He Tian. Ah, Niu Dajan was surprised. Then Zhou is really here. Not only are you here, but you also have a letter in your hand reporting that He Tian has overseas relations, and there is also a letter that reports that you and He Tian have an improper relationship. Village Chief Chi said angrily, what happened in Kijia village? Now that Niu Dajan has been implicated, he feels very guilty. Niu Dajan was shocked, swallowed his saliva and said, Uncle Chi, I regard He Tian as my sister, as a friend, as a revolutionary comrade, but I have never had those messy thoughts. When Niu Dajan said this, he peeked at Chi Xiao Yan, who was drinking water from time to time. When Chi Xiao Yan came into contact with Niu Dajan's visit, she quickly turned her eyes away. Her heart was pounding and her face was red with embarrassment. Why is this Dajan brother looking at me like this? Village Chief Chi is a mature man. Looking at Niu Dajan and then at his blushing daughter, he knows clearly that he has also been here since he was young. His daughter was still young, so Village Chief Chi didn't want his daughter to be a target at such a young age, but if it were Niu Dajan, he could be more lenient. This Niu Dajan is not bad. As long as his daughter likes it, he will not stop him. Okay, we all believe in you. Every time you meet, we are present. It is a pure friendship. We will testify to you tomorrow, Village Chief Chi said, patting Niu Dajan on the shoulder. Seeing that Village Chief Chi and Chi Xiao Yan didn't believe the rumors, Niu Dajan put his mind down and asked, Uncle Chi, it was Chi Jiangguo who reported Hetianation's customs relationship, so why did he go to such unnecessary lengths to slander He Tian and me? It was Chi Jiangguo who reported overseas relations, and it was Lin Ziru, a young urban man in the village, who slandered you and He Tian. Village Chief Chi replied, today, Thursday, I talked about Lin Ziru, but he was determined not to talk about Chi Jiangguo. Use this time, I want to make a big fuss and get Zhou out of that position. After hearing this, Niu Dajan frowned tightly. After a while, his eyes brightened and he said, Uncle Chi, there is a reason for this. You also said that he beat Grandpa Chi today. Grandpa Chi is a very famous person in our county. The old hero on the list enjoys special allowances. The Johaitai people beat up Grandpa Chi. This matter cannot be forgotten easily. Let's use Hitia Nation's incident to attack Johai and prove that he wronged a good person for no reason and let Director Zheng do it. We think Johai is useless. Then, we will report Johai to attack Grandpa Chi and insult the hero. As for Lin Xiru, we must also bring him over and confront him face to face. Village Chief Chi heard Niu Dajan's words of orderliness and became even more satisfied with Niu Dajan. He is enthusiastic, upright, steady, and thoughtful. He has a serious job, so he can't attract too many people. Okay, let's do this, Village Chief Chi said. Don't leave today. Rest here with us and go to the county seat with us at night. Just as he was talking, Old Man Chi came over and said directly to Village Chief Chi, "This is a real name report letter written by me. Submit it to me tomorrow. By the way, when are you going?" "I'll go with you too. I want to take a look. What harm can that boy Johai do?" "Uncle Chi, you go back and have a good rest. We'll set off at 2 o'clock in the night," Village Chief Chi said. "There are 4 cows in the village. Put them all on the bullock carts and take more than 20 people, village cotters, and strong young men with them. Go, let's talk to County Magistrate Liu, Director Chen, and Director Zheng and give us an explanation." After hearing this, Old Man Chi nodded and said, "You should be well prepared. I have money and food stamps there, which is enough for you to eat in the county for 2 days. Don't worry." After Chi Ergo sent Old Chi back, Zhao Dejiao whispered, "Cousin, Chi Shulai is not in the village today. It seems that the whole family has gone to visit relatives. It's better not at home. Here, I'm still worried about him leaking the secret," Village Chief Chi said in a low voice. Then he didn't believe that Chi Shulai didn't know anything about what Chi Jiangguo did. "The reason why I went to visit relatives at such a coincidence was probably to escape some leisure time. No matter what, it has nothing to do with her, Chi Shulai." "Ah. Does Chi Shulai know about this?" Zhao Dejiao was surprised. She didn't know that the initiator of this matter was Chi Jiangguo. The letter that reported Hitia Nation's overseas connections was reported by Chi Jiangguo. You also know that the other letter was from Lin Xiru. Go and tell Lin Xiru to follow her to the unit at night and confront her face to face. If she doesn't go, don't tell me that I didn't give her a chance to defend myself," Village Chief Chi said. "Why is Lin Xiru so messy all day long if she can't do her job well?" "Hey," Zhao Dejiao also sighed, "one piece of mouse droppings ruined a whole vat of sauce. I'll go over right now and make it clear to her." When Director Zhao arrived at the Educated Youth Point, Sister Wu was pointing at Lin Xiru's nose and scolding, "I didn't see it, Lin Xiru, you are so awesome. You actually reported a comrade. We won't dare to offend you in the future, otherwise we will be put in trouble by you, Wang Lei, a big hater who messes around with men and women. Hurry up and write a report and go to the village to get a certificate and establish a relationship." "Yeah," Wang Lei agreed. Lin Xiru was a woman, so he couldn't tell, but he was also very angry that Lin Xiru had caught wind of her shadow and wrote a report letter. "Qing Shan, we will also write," Ye Xiaofan said. "Now that we have written, we can go home and get the certificate at the end of the year. In the future, we won't be afraid of people reporting us for messing around with men and women." Zhang Qingshan glanced at Lin Xiru with disdain and said, "Oh, I have to stay 3 meters away from you from now on. Such a woman doesn't know what to do, she barks everywhere like a mad dog. If you sit on a bicycle for a while, you are engaging in promiscuous relations between men and women. If you say a few words and smile, is it just like being a hooligan?" The second update of the basics, monthly tickets available at 12 o'clock are 480 plus. Please give me a monthly pass, a monthly pass. Quanding VIP Book Club Group, 3-3-6-1-2-5-7-4. No threshold fan base, 5-4-1-1-1-4-4-7-2-8. The second update of the basics, Monthly tickets available at 12 o'clock are 480 plus. Please give me a monthly pass, a monthly pass. Kwanding VIP Book Club Group, 3-3-3-6-1-2-5-7-4. No threshold fan base, 5-4-1-1-1-4-4-4-7-2-8.